Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Prison Architect. I have some unfortunate news. I recorded a session that was about an hour and 40 minutes long, and the game crashed on me. Not only did the game crash on me, my entire computer locked up on me. I blue screened. I don't know what happened. I think it had something to do with an unstable overclock that I had done on my CPU and didn't test it as much as I should have. And so I downgraded the overclock, and hopefully that doesn't happen again, but it did corrupt all of my hour and 40 minutes worth of Prison Architect videos. So I'm going to try my best to go through and kind of explain a little bit about what I did during that hour and 40 minutes. I guess it wasn't actually that much. It was a lot of kind of tedious work. I've set up a lot of door servos now, so we can have lots of automation with our doors. However, we're going to need to hook up the electricity, because apparently that's not working out for us. And those should be connected up to one of the control rooms over here. I've got 3 different towers set up now, or terminals, door controls, whatever you want to call them. So let's make sure we have our servos hooked up. Might actually make another one. Let's see, did those hook up? Looks like those 2 did. This one doesn't look like it's wanting to work for me. Come on, buddy. Let's try hooking up to another one then. I guess it's due to the lack of electricity, but that one's also lacking electricity, and it hooked up just fine. So I guess I'll come back to that. Another thing is we need to patch up these holes. I'm also very, very low on funding, and that's a bit of a problem. Yeah, we're really, really low on funding. I've also started some of the educational reform here, so I've got some classrooms set up for schools. I've also got some holocams set up so we can see what's going on in these rooms without having to waste guards patrolling the room. I've expanded my kitchen, so we have a new kitchen down here. I'm probably going to make another canteen that kind of extends down a little bit over here so we can get our maximum security guys into a separate room, and we can have them delivering food to both rooms. Or we can extend the kitchen or make a second kitchen even. Another thing I found, and I didn't really realize this before, for deployment you can actually go in here and set these areas to staff only. Which is a very good idea. I have no idea why that one is flashing, though. I guess nobody can get to it currently. But by doing that, it will prevent our prisoners from actually walking out the front door. Some of these guys were coming out the front door and walking all the way down through here. Granted, they were medium-level guys, so I guess they decided they weren't going to run away, but they certainly could have. And they were coming down here and grabbing drugs and things. It was incredibly obvious because they were just kind of walking around out here in the wilderness by themselves. But we really need to patch up these holes. That is priority number 1 for this video. While they're out and about today. And let's hope that we don't have another gigantic brawl, because I think we've killed probably 15 to 20 people in this prison so far. It's a pretty brutal prison, I must say. They do not like me. They are not very happy with me, and although their danger level is quite low, but they still seem to spark conflict frequently. I've had to bring in the riot police and everything. Come on, let's get some money. Started working on a workshop as well, so I've got a training program for that. Also, all of my guards pretty much now have tasers, because I went through a program to allow them to have tasers as well, which is in here somewhere. Here it is, right there. So we have 57 that have finished. That's pretty much all of them, so I'm just going to go ahead and cancel these so we can have some more classrooms. I'm doing an alcoholics group. I'm also doing a behavioral therapy, or I was trying to. But the behavioral therapy, I think you actually have to have an intelligence officer that they can get to. And since I have this area walled off, they can't currently get there. So I'm thinking I'll probably build a couple more offices over here and have a couple more intelligence officers and allow them to come down here for that session. And that will make it a little bit easier, and they don't have to have access to this area, which has our armory, and just, yeah, that would be a disaster if they came over here. So this is really the major one here, is the workshop safety class. We definitely want to make sure they can get through that so we can start making some license plates and making some extra money. That is something we're going to need. Because we are broke, even though we make almost $5,000 a day. So I'm just kind of running on this last little bit of cash here to make sure we can patch up these holes. Those holes have got to go. You have to actually go through and rip up all the toilets, which I did. It was kind of a pain in the butt. But you can just use the disassembly or dismantle tool. You just go through and click the toilets, and they'll run through and tear them apart, and you'll instantly be able to see if there's a tunnel that they've dug. I'm going to make my video sessions a little bit shorter so that I don't have that problem I had before. But I tend to get really caught up in this game because I really enjoy it, so that hour and 40 minutes just flew by. All right, so we pretty much have these holes patched now. And time just flies when you're having fun, because these guys, I feel like they just got out of bed. Now they're already getting back in the bed. Let's see if we can fix that door servo now. Why are these guys not fixing this? Oh, there's a, I can't build here, I'm assuming. So I guess we'll just have to connect it up like that. Can this generator handle it? Yes, it can. I did a little bit of restructuring for the generators. I kind of blocked off a little section that was here because this one kept shutting down. So I built another generator up here for everything in this area, and that thing is really on edge. I'm going to have to build another capacitor soon. Otherwise, we're going to lose power. Everything is quiet. Too quiet. Whenever the game tries to save and it locks up for a second, it always makes my heart jump. I'm like, oh crap, it's freezing again. What is wrong with your computer? That's what I get for overclocking my CPU that's supposed to be overclockable. But I'm stupid and didn't run enough tests on it. If I ever try to do it again, I'll be sure to do a burn-in test for 24 hours. Because that didn't work out so well. Let's see. Okay, so that one is, in fact, attached. I'm trying to build lots of these things because these door automations really save a lot of time. I believe they can only open 2 doors at a time, but I usually don't have a lot of people coming through these doors, so it's not really much of an issue. Probably going to build more of these, though. That would be a good idea. But not until we have more currency. I need to wait until day, so we can actually start getting some people in the schooling. This one takes a very long time, getting 15 people to pass the foundational education course. Because not only do they have to qualify, but they actually have to pass. And that can be kind of tricky. Some of these people just aren't that bright, I guess. Increasing to 200. That's so many. So many. All right, starting to get our currency back up. I'm going to up their work hour times a little bit. Reason being is I want to make sure they have plenty of time to do the education. Free time, I think, compensates for yard time, so I don't actually have to use yard time. Because if they want to go in the yard, they'll just go in the yard. There was a huge brawl right here the other day. I'm wondering if it's going to happen again. Just sometimes they really start freaking out and just killing everything. I think we've lost about 20 to 25. That's a mixture of both guards and prisoners. And that kind of sucks. You're actually able to lead the prisoners through staff-only areas as long as they're accompanied by a guard. So that keeps people, when the new prisoners get dropped off, they can be brought inside, but they can't go back outside. It's definitely good. Now, you know what I need to do? This should not be staff only. That needs to be shared, because I need to be able to get people into the infirmary, and that's probably why these people require medical attention, and they haven't been helped. Because they need to come over here. Really bad. There they go. Yeah! That was why they weren't being healed. You wouldn't believe how many injured people I had. It was insane. There was like 50 or 60 of them, and there was about... pretty much all 100 of them were being sent to... solitary. They were just queued up for solitary. Looks like we've sent most of them to solitary at this point, though. Not sure why I have a cell door on this side. We really don't need that. I'm just going to build us a wall. Just a solid wall. So I do not want prisoners coming back into this area. Let them build that wall up. I always use the wrong wall bits. Every time. So now they can get into the infirmary. That's good. I don't think we need 2 in there right now. We only have like 1 guy actually going into the workshop. All right, let's see if the classes run smoothly. Because the guys that run the workshop is down here, and he has to come all the way up to the top. It's kind of a pain. Well, they go into workshop class. Don't screw around in shop class. You screw around too much. Here he goes. Now, so we have 1 candidate. And there he goes. Some people go into foundational education. That'll keep him happy, keep him productive. There's our trainer. We only have 1 guy actually in there. Though there are 2 interested. That's one thing I'm a little confused about. Why is the other one not coming? Maybe he's in solitary or something. Whoa! What's going on over here? Nice thing about the tasers is that we have a lot less people dying. They just get knocked unconscious. See? And then they don't die, and they don't cause a lot of problems. Tasers are the best. Whoever invented the taser is freaking cool. Kind of like the guy that invented toilet paper. That guy was pretty cool, too. All right, so let's get some capacitors on this because I want to expand the workshop a bit. Definitely going to want to expand that soon. And that requires a whole lot of electricity. I believe the export room is where they'll actually bring the license plates, and then they'll be brought over here for shipment. Or I think they actually get taken straight from there to a car, if I recall. I wonder if they're ever going to put limits on the water pump station. I guess they probably wouldn't have to. Doesn't work quite the same way as a power generator. Oh boy, finding knives. Those metal detectors is almost like cheating. Just makes it so much easier to find everything. These guys will get to eat next. They're all still working.